They thought it was not so.
Hey,
they thought it was not so.
Hey, we live, right?
So. What's the deal?
Yeah.
Like
we
the
are
old
back,
days.
man. Happy Monday. We gonna call this Investfest Monday?
For sure.
Like they got Easter Monday. We're gonna call this Investfest Monday. It's an honor to be here with y'all, man. I'm sure we'll get all the feedback from you know what happened this weekend. It was historic. I'm not even sure if we've had time to even really digest what
I want to say I'm proud of y'all though. I love the grace
you, man.
giving. Shotty, look up. Troy, look up. I'm proud of y'all. We got to have a conversation about what this Magic interview rank at all time, though.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm proud of y'all.
The first person I saw when I came off stage was you, Ian, and I'll share with the audience what you said to us. Well, me, you looked at me and said, "Listen, that might have been the best interview y'all have ever done."
Shout out to Steve. You my dog. Love you dearly. All
and
that.
I looked at you. I'm like, wait, huh? Because we were in the moment, and then as I started walking around a little bit, I'm starting to hear that as well. And I'm just like, I'm just grateful for being in the moment. Obviously, the Steve Harvey interview is an all-time classic for us. There's a bunch of others as well. But I mean, the moment was so dope, man.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. Man, like OG Shell said, like 5 years, we never had no incident. It's been 5 years and it's only getting bigger. Vendor Marketplace was on fire. Shout out to Miss Business sponsoring the Vendor Marketplace, 400 businesses just to see the energy and the joy of people.
Yeah.
You know, we tried to walk as many people through there as possible. SH got mobbed. Charlamagne show love. Shout out to 2 Chainz, man.
Shout out to Chainz.
Gentlemen.
Shout out to Chainz.
Man, shout out to Paul Judge.
Angela
Pitch
Simmons.
competition as he said that he would, gave 2 people $125,000, $250,000 on stage.
That was incredible.
Magical moment.
Here's the crazy
Johnson.
part. They potentially was like, hey, if there's other investments inside the marketplace that y'all think, we might go in there and bring a check as well. So they came prepared. They came ready, man. Shout out to our winners.
Shout out to them. Shout out to 19 Keys.
Yep.
Shout out to my boy.
He did an excellent job.
So dope, yo.
Charlamagne, Issa Rae, Steve Harvey, of course, Magic Johnson. That's an iconic moment.
Yeah.
That was dope for us. VIP night. Kevin on stage. We had Keisha Cole.
Incredible.
We're going to talk about it later.
Did you say Jack Dorsey?
Jack Dorsey.
Did we miss Market Mondays live for the first time at Investfest?
I seen the aerial view video at that time. Man, that was packed to capacity, man. But first and foremost, I want to say shout out to you, Ian.
Yep.
We're going to talk about it a little later on.
Yeah.
But another iconic performance. Like I said, we'll talk about it later on because I want to do it justice. But if you were there and you saw Ian's performance, put fire in chat.
Please.
Because that was definitely a legendary situation for sure.
Yeah.
So much to talk about for Investfest, man. So much.
We didn't even mention the Fawn Weaver conversation. Tabitha Brown. I gotta give
Cole.
No, and let me just say this. I spoke to him personally backstage. But MG, what an amazing weekend. Obviously, people don't see the behind the scenes leading up to this event. Like I said, it takes 12 months for us to get 3 days, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to make sure we execute at the highest level, what he's been doing behind the scenes. The fact that he hosted 2 panels, he did the China panel, he did the crypto panel, he brought Rants and Gems back live on stage at Investfest. It was incredible. Kiana was incredible. Africa panel.
Shaka Bars.
Listen.
That was one crazy.
Miss Business.
For sure.
And the only thing people wanted to talk to me about was how she lit up that stage on Friday for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to just take over the marketplace. I saw fans everywhere I went. The cowgirls was chasing me all over the place. Miss Business put on a show. She had a great event. I believe Friday night. Oh no, Saturday night, Thursday night. She had an event. Smitty the GOAT. They won the Vendor Marketplace Best Booth. It's just an amazing weekend. And all the newcomers that came to Investfest and we got to speak.
Yeah,
we'll get into all of it.
That's my guy Ed. Shout to Flip. Flip called me. He like, yo, I did not know stage show was like this. You killed it. I didn't know the guys was like. He's like, yo, I cannot wait to be back next year. So, shout out to my brother Edwin. Love you, dearly. Proud of you.
Salute to Edwin, man. Thank you to Mike, AB, all of the team that put the situation together. The content team, they was very diligent about getting content out.
That was ridiculous.
So,
yeah,
like the clips were going up as soon as we stepped up. People were like, "Yo, I just watched this. How am I watching a clip of it already?"
When I seen Charlamagne, I was like, Fawn Weaver just came. I'm like, she was saying, talking about the Uncle Nearest. So yeah, I just seen she had that clip that went viral, and I'm like, what you talking about? And he's like, here. I'm like, it's like an hour ago. I'm like, what do you mean? Like it went viral? She's like, I had to look on Instagram. I'm like, oh damn, they put the clip up already.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I get my thanks real quick?
Yeah,
go ahead, my brother, my dad. Appreciate you. Saint It Trap Choir, Ty, Yomi, Speaker Box Media, Judy, everybody who supported me this weekend. Stephanie, Ashley, I love y'all dearly. I couldn't have done this without y'all. For Ryan, my guy, good to see you. So, and thank you to y'all. It was a great weekend, y'all.
I appreciate it, my brother.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Like I said, we're gonna talk about Investfest later on, but there's a lot that's happening in the market, and this is live. This is actually live. This is a live show, so we'll probably be doing some question and answers later on. One thing about Market Mondays, no matter where we are in the world, no matter what happens,
we'll get it done.
We never miss Market Mondays. Our dedication to Market Mondays is here. Man, we love Market Mondays audience so much. I saw 2 Chainz. He was like, yo, I ain't hearing nothing on Market Mondays.
Yo, that's crazy, right?
True.
2 Chainz.
First, you're not gonna say thank you about how I dropped y'all name in the verse. I'm like, yo, bro, I was on stage. He was like, nah, man. Every time you see me, you gotta say it. I'm like, all right, Chainz, you got it, bro.
Nah, but shout out to everybody that watches Market Mondays. It's become a real community of sorts.
For sure.
And we don't take that lightly. So that's why we never miss Market Mondays, no matter what.
No.
Me and Troy, we flew back even early. And we here tired, but the work must go on. One thing about Market Mondays, it always gives you energy. So with that being said, blackout Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursday, EYL, we back. We took 2 weeks off for EYL. We got EYL. We got an Earn Your Leisure episode, 6 o'clock. And this is a good one. So we got Gary V.
Shout out to my dog.
We got the legend Gary V.
Yeah.
We asked him everything about from AI to NFTs to content creation to lessons learned to the next generation of entrepreneurship. You know,
he don't duck anything.
Good person, good energy.
He doesn't duck any of the questions. He all smoke. He wants it.
Yeah. So Gary, he got a lot of he got a lot to say because a lot of people been talking. So he got
a lot of talk.
Yeah, a lot of talk. Shout out to Kristen. She said Cedric Nash was fine. We forgot to say Cedric was on the show last week, and oh my gosh,
salute
to Cedric.
All right, so blackout EYL. Troy, announce disclaimer.
Yeah, you know how this works, man. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. This is a message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap. To Stock Shakur himself. The master investor, man. Love is love. Let's build community. Let's share the wealth. Let's share the knowledge.
Can I do announcements real quick?
Let's do it, man.
Stock Club Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. And to my Red Panda family, thank you for the bottom of my heart for making that building go crazy when I got on stage. To everybody who was in the crowd, who saw the performance, I love y'all dearly.
That's a fact.
That was ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show started.
Let's do it. I just opened my iPad.
For every 36 Black adults in America you meet, it's a good chance that at least 2 of them have a net worth of $1 million, according to 2025 data. In light of DEI, do you think there will be forces that try to reverse that stat?
I coming off of this weekend, I want to focus on community giving back and giving blueprints and not worry or giving to the fear. We all know about the DEI forces. This is a great question. We all know that there may be some people who may not be liking this movement, but I think it's most important, especially after this past weekend, just focus on giving more blueprints, giving more to the community so we can take this number from 2 out of 36 to 15 to 16 out of 36. I want to start to look at economies of scale for our community. And I think we should make this a requirement, not only to have family, churches, schools watch the show, but to also make sure that they're getting into investments at scale, options when it's right at scale, futures at scale, building business at scale. Are there some forces that may not be happy with this movement? For sure. But we have to take care of us. And that's the message I want to give tonight. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the question? And more importantly, what's the solution?
It would use that question used to weigh on me a lot. And I think everybody has this feeling, right? When you're trading and you're making money, or you're investing and you're making money in the market, and you start to make money that you haven't seen before, and that money starts to multiply. You ask yourself this question: is it real? Right? Like
absolutely.
I talk to a lot of people who are beginners, and they say the same thing. Is it real? It doesn't feel real at first. It almost feels, how are they going to figure out how to take this away? And then when you peel back the layers of it, you realize that this is how they've been making money all along. For generations. And so in order, would they cut their nose to spite their face? And it's like, I don't think so, right? Like, this is a system that has been built on capitalism. And the fact that this generation, this moment, that's why I said this moment in time is so historic. We have access to resources, right? We have access to information, and we're executing on it. I think it can't happen, because if they're going to make money, we're going to make money. The fact that we're doing it together, the fact that we're learning from each other, makes it such a revolution. That's why we called it the financial revolution, because it is that. And we're doing such a great job here. But the next thing is, like, let's make this a global mission, right? Let's have 100,000 people pull up to an event about financial education. Like, that's where we're headed with this thing. So yeah, man, as long as people are making money, we're going to be part of it.
Rashad, your thoughts?
First, there was somebody in the comments that said that they purchased the live stream and didn't get access. I'm not sure what happened, but you can send me a DM to my personal Rashad Bilal. Have your full name and email. Will verify that you actually did purchase a live stream, and I'll make sure that you get the recording. That's the first thing. The second thing is, of course, there's always going to be, anytime there's progress for our people, for specifically in America, there's always been forces to try to reverse that progress. That's a historic trend. Whether it was Reconstruction, we made progress, then the Freeman Bank happens, right? Then redlining happens, then the crack epidemic happens, then mass incarceration happens, then quid pro quo happens, then they assassinate Martin Luther King, they assassinate Malcolm X, and Medgar Evers, and all these different things, and food deserts pop up,
mandatory minimums,
medical disparities start to happen. Syphilis is given to Black people. Okay, the list goes on. So yes, Black Wall Street happens. Of course, they're gonna try to suppress any type of progress. And a lot of times that level of opposition is not a white person. See, the enemy is not a color thing in 2025. It's an identity, what you identify as. So you could identify as something that you're not, and have that same level of hatred. You could be a black Klansman.
You are cooking,
to be honest with you. So keep your head up and your eyes open, because there's definitely going to be open opposition to people interested in finance, to people investing into the stock market, to people buying real estate, to people starting businesses. There's going to be open opposition. and there's going to be open opposition as far as legally, legislation, internet, slander, dysfunction, and it's going to come in all shapes and sizes and all colors.
But as a community, we got to stay focused. And to give John Bryan credit, kudos to the brother. America needs us at scale to invest in these companies.
Right.
And Target didn't think so. And then somebody got reshuffled and moved to that chairman seat.
Yeah.
So
that's the case study, right?
That's a live case study. Like for the first time in American history, the market needs us. And I talked about it yesterday, but 10 companies have been driving all of the gains the last 22 years. They need us to even prop up some of the companies that are being publicly traded. So stay invested, hold for the long term, build your business, build community, pass it on, because we're needed now more than ever.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this time so unique. Again, right? Everything that you laid out from a historical standpoint, if you look at that time in history and where we were in terms of investing inside of the U.S. economy, the stock market, the numbers don't look like they do today, right? Which tells you that something has changed. And that's the information about how to invest changing. People that look like us doing it, people actually making money from it. And now it's like, wait, no, we don't kick down the door.
Yeah.
It's like that interlude. When we were doing it and we were quiet, no one cared. As soon as we started to make noise, that's when you're going to meet some hesitation. Yeah. And even when we started investing, right, you had to be certain times accredited investor even to open an account until that barrier gets thrown down, right? And so we just got to stay focused, like you said, stay low, keep firing, keep kicking down the door, keep investing, keep spreading the message, and spread love.
But the number one thing for everybody to understand is you stay focused. The opposition is always going to be opposition. There's always going to be, that goes back to, whatever religious text there's always a good and a bad. There's negative energy, there's a devil, and there's God. So you can't let the devil get you off track. You got to stay focused on what you're doing when it comes to building wealth. One of the keys to building wealth is having the ability to focus for long periods of time.
Extreme focus.
That's difficult. Most people can focus for short periods of time. A lot of people can't focus at all. But in order to be wealthy, you have to have discipline and you have to be able to focus for long periods of times. Long periods of time. So it's the same thing with investing, right? Like you got to invest for 20 years, 25 years. So stay focused on your wealth building journey, block out the noise. Because I think that, there's definitely progress that's happening. I don't even need to see a stat because even stats sometimes are misleading, right? Like you see 25,000 people in a conference that's dedicated about finance and education. That wouldn't be possible 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. That speaks to progress. So sometimes in life, we don't need validation from statistics to know. It's a thing called the eye test. There's a thing called the eye test, right? Like we go outside, we see people asking about brokerage accounts and talking about crypto. That wasn't happening before. So I, without even having any statistics, know that progress is being made. So
we see it.
We can't reverse that. We just can't reverse that. Long story short.
Yeah, we see it on a daily basis, and it's coming from all aspects of life, right? From entertainment, we got guys talking to us. From the sports, you got guys from Wall Street, people coming up to us like, yo, thank you. I've been working there for years, and finally y'all are talking the language that our people need to hear. It's happening. It's happening. Whether they're going worldwide, exactly. Right. When we travel, it's the same thing as well. And so how they try to shape the narrative, it won't matter. Right. What's only going to matter is that we have the information, we execute it, and we changing not only our lives, but our families and our communities' lives as well.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about stock market. Back on that stock market vibe.
It's a big week, man.
So for sure.
It's the biggest week, right?
For sure.
Well, before we do anything, last week, Jackson Hole, they hinted that there might be a cut in interest rates, and that sent the stock market high. Actually, it was on Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
It was with Caleb Silver, and he was like, "Happy Investfest," because it was up. The Dow was up like 400 points. today, kind of stayed a little, like came back. It came back. So is that enthusiasm in the market just like a one-day thing, or can that spark a upward trend for the rest of the year?
I think it could spark an upward trend for the rest of the year, but I think we have to remember that the market, I keep saying it, is permanently rigged to stay up. Even with the pullback today, it's still at a multiple higher of where it was before he even made the announcement. I think investors are looking for optimism. They're looking for a rate cut, and more than anything, they're looking once again for a catalyst to be able to get into the market, to know that the market is going to drive higher and they're going to get a higher return. So I think this is going to be the start of it. For my traders, don't try and front run the news. Just wait for the news to come out and then pick your levels where you're going to execute. Great lesson. Write this down. You need to know your 3 entries where you're going to get in. I gave some yesterday, but have 3 levels on each chart, on your day chart, for where you want to get in, and you'll be A-okay. Don't front run the news, but for my investors, use this as a catalyst. Like, the pullback some today, yes, but it's still up higher and at a multiple of where it was on Friday. And if you hold for the long term, that's the real win. That's the real win.
Yeah, Friday is important. It showed what we had anticipated, that September is, I think it's at 95% now. The chance of a 25% cut. Yep. But I think more importantly is what happens Wednesday, or equally as important.
Yep.
How Nvidia reports will determine how the rest of this month is going to fare out, and how this AI economy will fare out. Right? If their numbers show that there is still extreme growth and extreme demand, that ecosystem, and I know you kind of alluded to it yesterday about the ecosystem of AI and specifically semiconductors, that'll tell us a lot, right? If you look at the companies that have moved the market and the industry that has moved the market, it has been that. Who is the leader of that? Obviously, it's Nvidia. All expectations are that they're going to have another blowout quarter, which is 2 years in a row. It's almost unprecedented.
Incredible.
Right? Like, we hope, last quarter, we sneezed at 70% growth. Right? We ask ourselves, when is good not good enough? So it'll probably be another one of those scenarios. So that'll be important going into September. And then if you have a rate cut, again, that even adds to the bullish sentiment. So this is interesting. This is like one of these late summer things that hasn't really happened over the past few years, where it's like, wait, we're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. Is it going to drop? Was the pullback?
But you got your drop last Wednesday. This is the importance of execution.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Yeah, it happened Wednesday, and some people were like, well, the Tuesday, I thought the market was going to drop. Wednesday comes, now you're afraid. Friday, the market goes up. Just prepare every month to buy in, and you'll be okay. A lot of the biggest mistakes I see investors and traders make is over-analyzing the move and not getting in. I know a lot of technicians who are great who won't deploy capital. You have to put the money to work. So when the next moves become available, and we saw this when Nvidia went to 89, put in chat, I will not miss out on the next big move.
Yeah, and I got a bunch of texts. It's at 173. Should I do it? I'm like, it hasn't even moved 1% yet. Like what the Nasdaq is falling. I'm like, it fell 1%. Like, people are in fear of that deep correction of like, hey, we went down 10%. We went down. We had that happen. That actually happened this year. We saw it.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if it happens 3 times or 4 times in the same year. What we can do is, hey, where are we at now? Is there a catalyst event? Is it a strong company? Yeah, we got to take advantage of that. Are the economic factors in our favor? Yeah, we got to take advantage of that.
For sure. And pardon the drip. Pardon the drip. We talk about that later on. Blackout conversation. But
excellent. Then you put the caption, yo, Tiger was hunting on something. I said, I get the theme for each day now. Got you.
Oh man. Since we are live, I think it'll be good. We in the mix of the show, we can answer some questions. There's been a few questions about Nvidia in the chat. One person said he shorted Nvidia until October. Other person said, do you think Nvidia will fall after earnings? Another person said, what do you think about what do you expect from Nvidia's earnings? So, okay, that seems to be a common theme on questions from the chat, is Nvidia's earnings.
I'm going to be very frank with you. Earnings don't matter. Here's what matters. What company is going to keep America afloat and move the GDP of America up? That's the bet. So if you tell me you think Nvidia, because Now, if you're trading, that's different. But if you're looking to hold for 6 months to 5 years, this earnings doesn't matter. But are they going to do incredibly well? Yes. Because if not, the entire AI ecosystem is going to blow up. So you're basically saying, is Michael Jordan, shot the Magic, going to fail in the finals? It has not happened. I think Nvidia in this era has become what Apple should have been, and they're going to do incredibly well. Hold for the long term. If you're in an option to your call, hold for the long term. I think a lot of times we miss out on 300, 400% gains, worrying about a 25% or 20% drawback. Man, you're missing out on completely on the upside earnings. And that's why me personally, I never looked at earnings or talked about earnings. I know some of you want to trade it. You can get put in a wood chipper doing that because they can report well and the stock will still fall.
Mm-hmm.
Know your levels beforehand. It does not. It's like the third pick of the draft matters. When they picked Jordan, they did something right. For those of you who don't hold Nvidia these next 5 years, you're saying, I don't want to be rich. You do whatever you want to. You listen to the earnings and shout Tom Lee and everybody else. It doesn't matter, bro.
All right,
the entire economy is tied to Nvidia the next 5 years until OpenAI goes public.
Until further notice. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit because I'm gonna say that earnings do matter, right? In this sense, if we're trading on a quarterly to quarterly basis, that is risky, right? We're not looking like,
yep.
Hey, we're going into earnings. Let's add shares or let's add option calls. They are catalyst events. What they do provide is where they currently stand, right?
Yeah.
The company and what the future of the company's growth looks like. So in that sense, they matter, right? Because if they don't, I'll give you an example, right? When AMD doesn't offer future guidance, that's going to hurt their shares, right? That company's going to fall. Now, they could have a blowout quarter, right? And we've seen companies have blowout quarters, Netflix for sure, right?
It's happening. Yep.
Tesla does it, right? Or it could be the inverse. They have a terrible quarter, and we watch Netflix, the stock price increase. So in that sense, it matters because they're like, wait, what are you talking? No. Here's the thing about NVIDIA, and this is very strategic. If you look at the ecosystem of hyperscalers that use NVIDIA, look at how they reported. So this is when I'm talking about earnings matter. How has Amazon reported, right? What did Microsoft's earnings call look like? How did TSM's report look, right? Because these companies, right, are using them as businesses. How did Dell look over the past quarter? How did Oracle look over the past? All these companies that are involved in the ecosystem, Vertiv, Micro, all part of that ecosystem, Broadcom, how are they looking? How are they reporting, right? That AI. So if we're starting to see that type of momentum,
and those boats are being lifted by the tide of NVIDIA.
That means the momentum is strong. That means the demand is strong. That means we're on the forefront of something, right? And if you heard anything that we've said over the past year, right, AI is going to lead, and this is the leader. And if all of those boats have shown strong demand, you better believe that the leader is going to show strong demand. Now, again, when is good enough, or when is being great enough, we'll see on Wednesday, right? But if they show 50% growth or 60% growth,
that's still a
technically
win.
That would be a decline, right? Because they showed 78, right? When they went from 244 to 134% growth, we said, damn, they're on a decline. Well, that's 134% growth year over year.
And
who's
if
doing
you're
that?
having a battle of if you can sell your chips to another country and you're being treated like a superstar draft recruit, it's a sign that the company's doing incredibly well. But for everyone here, I need you to know, stop losing your long-term wealth looking at short-term analytics. See you all the time.
Here's how the inverse works. Let's say that it doesn't do what the expectation is. Well, then you're going to see that pullback that
and it's going to be time to get in. Yep.
For a nice reset.
Yes.
For us to do this again.
Load up.
It's a good. Oh, and shout out to Justice Culture on my Support Black Business campaign. Those guys, they were at Investfest. They were at Investfest also. This happened before with Nvidia, where they have, I mean, upward trajectory as far as growth, but they disappoint Wall Street and their stock falls. So yeah, it's a very good chance that their stock is going to fall because it's happened before. like Ian said, long term that doesn't matter. But then
Doesn't
also
matter.
what Jack Dorsey said, hopefully we'll probably put the Jack Dorsey interview on Market Mondays one of these weeks. But Jack Dorsey said that, pretty much paraphrasing, stock prices driven by human sentiment and emotion.
Mm-hmm.
If people feel good about something, then it's going to go up. If they don't feel good about something, it's going to go down. So he was like, he doesn't really get too
Worked up
about it. He just got to stay focused on the mission of just building a company, because ultimately, if the company is successful, then the stock price will be successful. So, and think of Nvidia the same way as far as emotions, right? Like a company, like you said, if the expectations is 200% and they do 190%, then it's like, damn, you disappointed us. But in what world is 190% a disappointment, right? But that's just based off of human emotion, not necessarily pure numbers and, looking at the actual data. And Nvidia, they set the bar so high that there's only room for disappointment. Really, there's no room. Like their level of expectations is so high that there's a very good chance. It's not impossible, but it's a very good chance that there's going to be disappointment, and based off of that disappointment, the stock price will fall.
Can I ask a question?
Can I just respond to that? Which one you want to do first?
Teamwork, magic.
All right.
Oh, look.
You threw me a no look yesterday.
Yeah, no, like for real.
I got a picture and throw me the no look. I'm like,
you got to frame that.
It's interesting, right? Because there's a chance just as good that they obviously do report, but now you're going to start to see, right? This is why we look inside the earnings. How was Blackwell sales in the quarter now that it's fully ramped up? What are the expectations for people to order Blackwell Ultra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to figure this thing out with China that they're going to make a chip, right? Before it was like they're not going to make it.
Yes, it's going to be figured out.
People got so caught up in like, hey, the H20 is not going to be able to be sold in China. Yeah, that was part of the news. The other part was, they're going to actually make one that's more highly capable.
They're going to make a custom China chip.
Exactly. They're going to give him a more advanced chip, right? Rather than the Hopper. So when you look at it, it's like, all right, well, there's an opportunity there. So like when he gets on the call, if he announces something like that, come on. Good night. I mean, it's already good night, but like it's really good night. All right, ask the question.
Stop wasting your long time on short-term analytics. Who's better, Nvidia, Palantir?
Nvidia,
AMD.
No, it's number one. We're not
Nvidia, Google. There's nothing else to talk about. This is Jordan or LeBron. In what area?
You know what I'm gonna do? Because I want to do a case study on Google. I'm gonna do one next week.
Okay.
Because when I look at AI, and shout out to Alicia Little, oh my gosh,
amazing!
Oh my gosh, what she did on stage was, and if you were there and you witnessed that, I mean, absolutely incredible. I feel like that stock price should be a lot higher than it is.
It is undervalued and underappreciated, and in 2 years they are going to have something to say.
It's very interesting, and yeah, so I'm going to do something with them. I'll break it down.
Yeah.
And you actually said it during your presentation yesterday, as far as like the tech stocks, and you talked about Nvidia, you talked about Apple, you talked about top three. You did a whole presentation on that, and that's something that definitely wanted to, like I said, give you your flowers in real time, because I've been in finance for over 20 years, as far as a financial advisor, and then earn your leisure and a variety of other things. So you get to see a lot of different things in real time, but I've personally never seen something like what you did yesterday, as far as the crowd control, the showmanship. You got to realize you got 14,000 people in that room standing on their feet. People had their phones out, people writing notes. And it was a very, it's difficult to speak by yourself, because there's no crutch to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an interview is easier, because you talk, the person talks, you talk, the person talks, you improvise, you tell a joke. There's a rhythm. It's like dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are by yourself, there's no backup. There's no, let me get my thoughts together for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't know what you're saying, or if you have a blackout moment, or if you stumble on your words, you have to clean that up. There's no there's nobody can come on stage and like, okay, let's get a 5-minute intermission break. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you did a variety of different things at one time, being able to speak, educate, show slides. It's kind of like, a triple threat in music. There's people like Beyonce or Chris Brown or Michael Jackson who can actually.
The big three.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Nikki, clip that up. Superstar. Go ahead.
So, yeah, no. But when you can dance, when you can sing, when you can perform, that's difficult. So, kudos to you. The wealth of information alone was worth the price of admission. Just that. If you only went to one thing the whole entire weekend, but I thought it was real detailed about nuance. You talked about Chat GBT. That was one of the clips that we put out.
Yeah.
Chat GBT, how to use Chat GBT to actually, you talked about artificial intelligence. So it was real new. It wasn't like just high level talk. It was very nuanced.
That blueprint. Yeah.
Nuanced blueprint on actual trading, investing, the whole gambit. So first and foremost, congratulations on a legendary performance, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Magic is a tough act to follow. I can't lie. I was backstage. I'm like, Magic and y'all cooking. So it was the first time I was nervous in a few years. I was like, "Talk like you good." I'm like, I don't know. He rocking this shit. But shout out to Red Panda. Thank you to y'all. And then I think the energy that you feel from the crowd and what I was giving to them is just really an exchange of love. And I hope you guys can tell that I worked on this for 6 months, and the choir and just the density of it. And kudos to Alicia Little. She was an inspiration. I had a little chat with her. I was like, okay, let me share some of my prompts. Like, it was a real community experience. But I hope y'all can feel I gave my all on that stage, for real.
No, it was incredible.
Like I said, if Ian did a fire job, put fire in the chest. If he was actually there in person, it was
I love y'all.
Magical moment right after magic, another magical moment. So I with that being said, the thing, like I said, the thing about accelerated growth, if you actually listen to what Magic Johnson said, one of the key themes that he kept saying was proximity to people that's higher than him. Like, that was something that he was very, very keen on when he talked about the owner of the Lakers, when he first came into the league, and how Jerry Buss was a billionaire and he was a millionaire, and his teammates didn't want him to have a relationship with Jerry Buss. And he said, look, he's a billionaire, you're millionaires, I'm hanging out with the billionaire. And then he talked about the Prince of Monaco when he was with the Dream Team. And he's like, look, I already know these guys. These guys are my friends. I'm trying to get to what you doing. And he spent 3 hours talking to the Prince of Monaco. He talked about the owner of Miami Heat.
Yep, Mickey
Arison, how he changed his life. When he was, once again, another Dream Team story. He was on a yacht. The yacht broke down, and he bought another yacht. He said, whose yacht is this? Mine. Whose yacht is that? That's mine. He said, okay. So he said,
my Lord, what?
Yeah. So one of the things that he always kept, a common theme was that he positioned himself in life with people that was where he wanted to be, right? And had insight and had information that he was not privy to at that time. I say that to say it's very important to choose a community. Community is vitally important.
For sure.
Everybody's here as part of the Market Mondays community, but Ian obviously has established himself as the fourth premier voice of education when it comes to investing in America. Not just for Black people, for everybody. And I personally feel like his community, Red Panda, is that community for investors. So with that being said, once a year we do this Investfest. This is annual tradition. Investfest Red Panda sale, 3 years. We're giving 3 years access, 50% off of what it will cost for 1 year. You get for 3 years. And that gives 3-year access to Stock Club. You get the Ian's presentation, the full presentation. You get the investing prompts, the research to market, the top 10 stocks to retire, how to trade without a stop and be profitable, review of live trades, stock call, one swing entry for 60 stocks. And of course, what I think is the best part about it is that you get a list of prices to buy stocks.
Yep, 3 prices for every stock.
I mean, to me, that's what Stock Club is all about. You get 3 different prices, like the good price, the very good price, and the great price. He tells you, wait till Nvidia gets to $153. If it gets to $153, put all your money into it. I don't know how you can't get much better than that. And that's the most important thing when it comes to stock investing is where you're getting into the stock.
Matters a lot. That's what all the alpha is. Yep.
Matters a lot. 50% off for 3-year access. 3-year access to Stock Club. 36
you got your clip?
36 months.
That was, I mean, sticking with the Magic team. How many years he said he need Cookie to give him?
That's a fact.
3 years.
That's a fact,
Get it together. You need 3 years to focus.
That's 100%.
Just give me 3.
That's a good one. Magic say, yo,
just give me
don't
3
focus
years.
on 10, don't focus on 5, focus on 3.
Shorten the time. Just give me 3 years to lock in. Can you do these things while I go do this? If you can, we're going to be in a great position. 3 years.
Invest.com. 48-hour Stock Club sale. 3-year access. 48-hour sale. Invest.com. Sale ends at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday.
And if I made you money, please, can I get a yes in chat? Shout out to Shotty for the intro of the decade. Okay, I'm the one who got the Nvidia investment lit 2017. You know what I mean? Great return.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. There's people who are listening to us while they're driving. I just seen a couple said that they're driving from Phoenix. They're in OKC right now, and they're watching us right now. Drive safe.
I mean, the work
safe.
The work gonna speak for itself. Like I said, you can see can see the comments. Anybody that was at Investfest, anybody that was at Ian's presentation. You know, you can't. Some things it's only so long. Like if you play in a role, you can't play that role forever. He been doing this for 5 years on our show. He's been doing it longer, but before the internet knew who he was. So you can't masquerade for 5 years. That's impossible.
Impossible.
Maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe a year. 5 years at this point, you know, he's solidified. The guy's solidified.
Yeah.
Okay, IanInvest.com, 48 hours.
Yeah.
50% off, gets you access for 3 years.
Has there ever been another person in history in this space that has given that kind of information? I know Kramer was before me, but if we go to an icon list, humbly, because God did this.
God did.
God did.
God did.
God did. Nobody did it quite like I did it.
Nope.
Let me ask you this: $15,000 to hyper concentrate into one position or split amongst 4 positions. Pause.
Oh, I had to get your lined up after that. But if you don't have kids and you're under 35, I would hyper concentrate into one asset that you think would be amazing for the next 10 years. If you have kids, I would lean into diversification. So I would start with indexes, of course. I will lean into Nvidia. I will lean into Microsoft. Take from that assessment whatever you may. But I would do VOO, VTI, Nvidia, Microsoft, and I would split it equally amongst each other, 25%, and then lean on me for the entries onward to get in. Hope for a 10-year period, and you'd be A-okay. And then on average, that 15,000 hypothetically in 10 years could turn to probably 70 or 80,000 just from long term holding.
So you wouldn't do one position
if I didn't have kids. One position boring. Some of y'all need to add some variety to what y'all be doing in real life. But hyper concentration is the way to go. Talked about that a lot yesterday. If you can find one amazing company at the right time before it's breaking out, i.e. Nvidia in 2020 or 21 or 2017, Bitcoin in 2016, some of those are really hard to find. OpenAI would be one of those, and the real will be one of those. So we're at the change of regard. Palantir was there. If you can find one great position and hyper concentrate into it, to the moon. I keep saying it. Hyper concentration is how you get wealthy. Diversification is to protect the wealth.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. You got to hyper concentrate for sure, with some level of diversification just for safety. But in life and business, focusing on one thing is always more profitable.
It's always the way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't Kevin say those? Focus on one, ain't it? Shotty, you almost had a moment, but Kev, you got to come back so we can finish convo.
Oh no, we definitely need at least 40 minutes for Kev on stage, man. That dude is crazy, man. He's
hilarious.
He's a very smart guy.
Hilarious,
for sure.
Donald Trump put on Truth Social, "It is my great honor to report that the United States of America now fully owns and controls 10% of Intel, a great American company that has even more incredible future. I negotiated this deal with Lep Bhutan, a highly respected chief executive officer of the company. The United States paid nothing for these shares, and the shares are now valued at approximately $11 billion. This is a great deal for America and also a great deal for Intel. Building leading edge semiconductors and chips, which is why Intel is fundamental to the future of our nation. Make America great again. Thank you for your attention to this matter." My thing is, how is that even legal in the United States of America? This sounds like Russia. You're starting to privatize companies. How are you, how are you able to control 10% stake in a Fortune 500 company? You don't see any conflict of interest in that?
Yeah, this is how you make it happen. You tell a company or an industry that you're going to make an act specifically for that industry, hence the CHIPS Act. Then you tell the American companies inside of that CHIPS Act, we're going to allocate this amount of money to you through subsidies and grants. Then you figure out which ones are going to get the most. So let's take the CHIPS Act. You say, all right, well, who got the largest allocation? Intel. How much did they get? $8.9 billion.
Which was
how's that been working for them? Not great. So they say, okay, well, we got to do something with that money that we were going to give to you. Here's what we'll do. We're not going to take it back, right? The CHIPS Act is there. We're not going to take it back. What we are going to do is we're going to take a piece of your company. We're going to take equity, right? We're not going to take any seats. We don't want to have any governance, right? But we are going to take the 10% stake in the company for what we were going to give you in the CHIPS Act.
Shark Tank deal. So
if you don't take it, we're going to pull the money back. You take it. In 5 years, they tell you, okay, if this works out, we have the option to take another 5%. So in 5 years, the government could own 15% of Intel. Conflict of interest, 1,000%. We can go into that. But that's
I can't believe
face level what's happened.
I'm about to take the other side of this.
Go ahead.
And y'all gonna make me support.
Because I got a question for you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Well, state your claim and then I'll ask you the question.
Intel has been poorly run for the last 15 years. Is it the government's fault? And just to be clear, other governments invest into their businesses. China, notoriously. That's why Jack Ma had to take a little vacation that he didn't want it to take. But if a company is so poorly run, and what you're seeing, you can talk about deal structure and if it's right. What this does signal, though, is we cannot afford to lose another American brand. Going back to my assessment of you have to invest in the companies that are moving the GDP of the United States of America because the economy is very fragile. The debt is higher than it's ever been. And you know it's high when they're structuring these kind of private equity deals to offset the debt that the country has. Is there a conflict of interest? For sure. Was it a conflict when Biden installed all this capital into the business, which was failing because you couldn't do it with AMD or Nvidia? I think it needs to be done. And I think at a larger scale, they're trying to stop some of these companies from going under, which will then reveal that the mid-sized banking sector is in ruin. and cause a collapse of scale. That's what I think is really happening. It would be because how are you a chip company, AMD, TSM, Suncor, you got Constellation Energy on fire, and you're underperforming? Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Is it advantageous for the government to do it? Did they like make a way to make some profit off of this? And could it be nefarious? Sure. But I think they're trying to stop more bleeding and the collapse from coming in the American economy that they don't want to be revealed.
Yeah, I think they will let an American company fall. They just can't let this one fall.
Not in this space.
Because of the industry it's in, right? Like we can't. I think what happened with the pandemic, and we could argue manufactured or not, but like that was the sign that this can never happen again. We can never rely on international companies to supply us with things that are mandatory for our economy to thrive. And so obviously Intel is in that space, and Intel still generates a lot of money. It's just that what future guidance for what Intel will look like is extremely poor. What it does do, I'm asking you the question after this, is it's kind of like why we like, well, not like, we'll put an asterisk around that. Why you might invest in a Palantir and why you might invest in a Tesla.
Yeah.
And it's because of government backing, government funding. So if you have an Intel that now has a 10%, government has a 10%, does it make it more advantageous to say, hey, the risk is now reduced inside of this company because of the government involvement? And my question is, are we digging them out the grave? Are they no longer dead?
Intel?
Yeah.
They're still on life support.
Not dead anymore. Because this is like, if they're involved, it's here, right?
They also bailed out Ford before too, and Ford stock hasn't done anything. Will they be delisted? No. Will Intel be a thriving company as a result? No. May they move them 15% or 20% over a year or three? Probably. Will it be Nvidia, AMD? No. Even if somebody put in a comment, they have all the infrastructure. Go to job listings.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Silicon Valley, most people will rather work at Pizza Hut than work at Intel. Bro, what 50 Cent say about Koch? That's just a graveyard.
So the HSH3621. Rashad speaks on things he knows nothing about. This isn't illegal or unheard of. Check subjectivity. Well, I never said it was illegal.
He didn't say that for the record.
But so let's ask ChatGPT. Don't trust me. Ask ChatGPT. Is U.S. ownership of Intel rare? Yes, very rare. Traditionally, the United States government does not take direct equity stakes in private companies. It prefers to support industries through tax incentives, contracts, and grants. The only modern precedent was during the crisis like 2008 financial bailout, when the Treasury took equity in banks and GM to stabilize them.
And I want to go ahead after that.
Okay. All right. Don't trust me.
Good. I think your question was, how is this possible? Which was kind of like what we're explaining. This is how it's possible.
It's a quasi bailout.
Yeah, this doesn't happen.
It's rare. It happens in other countries.
Yeah, typically.
And until the Pizza Hut, most people that I'm telling you from people I talk to in tech, they would rather work at Darden that owns Pizza Hut than fucking work at Intel. It's okay just to listen to the information.
Pizza's not Yum Brands?
Oh, Yum. Excuse me, Yum.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay just to listen to the information. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. We don't need pushback today. We just need love.
So here's the thing, right? And the Intel thing is very interesting, and why it's so rare is like, if there is regulation and if there is governance, do we trust the government to investigate its own company? Or, if they have a stake in it,
it's a conflict.
It's a conflict of interest. Even in the sense of, okay, go ahead.
Really quick, because we live.
Perhaps we do trust it because we are here. Come on, man. We were just phrasing the question. That's all. But Even in this,
Cristo.
when we talk about like a Tesla, right? When government contracts are awarded at a 10% stake, 11, potentially 15% stake, how does it AMD or Micron or these American companies, how do they even compete?
How do the American companies compete against them?
If government contracts or grants are going to be awarded,
this is what happens.
You would likely think that the company that has stake or the entity that has stake is going to get first privilege.
Superiority is how they compete.
This is what happens in China, and this is what happens in Russia. This isn't what's supposed to happen to America.
But going back to black swans, put in ChatGPT. What are the 5 major black swan events that could cripple the stock market and the economy? Losing a mega brand like think about it like this: Nike's down, Target is in a rut, Lululemon's falling apart. In a 5-year period, Intel could be in that swath of companies. We could lose 7 American international publicly traded companies in a 2-year period before 2027. Can't afford that.
Well, the next question is,
look at this 10-year chart.
If the government is invested in something, they obviously have a incentive for it to do well.
For sure.
Right. And they have resources to kind of make sure that they do well on a certain level.
Correct.
So should you invest in Intel now? Is this the buy signal to buy Intel stock?
I would not.
I don't, and I won't.
I would not.
And it's not because of the like I said, the risk mitigation of having government involvement.
It's a good trade, not a good long-term investment.
Right. What they do is the reason why I wouldn't invest in it. How far they are behind in what they do is why I wouldn't invest in it. Right. Like we talked about it a few weeks ago in terms of GPUs, in terms of CPUs, where they're at in placement of innovation for the next 3 to 5 years. Yeah. I don't care if you throw 20 billion at it. The race that you have to catch up is so grand that I wouldn't touch it right now.
Whipped cream on scat is still scat.
Scat, because we're live, you said scat.
It is what it is. But but you have to give them credit for at least trying to do something to turn these companies around, opposed to just throwing money at it. From like, if it was just us, or if it was Shark Tank or Blackstone or BlackRock, no one would have an issue with this. Should it happen? Probably not. But we cannot. The economy is so fragile; it cannot contain the fallout if this company actually went under.
Yeah, and it's crazy because shout out to the chat again. And I forgot to mention, when we say the government money, that really is taxpayer money.
For sure.
So yeah, your money.
Yeah.
Save American companies.
And put some questions in chat because we are live, so we are answering questions.
Yeah.
MIT reports that 95% of artificial intelligence investments are currently unprofitable. What does that tell us?
That the AI funding bubble is coming to an end, and I think Meta, you guys reported on this, and I put it in Stock Club as well. I think about it like this: 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago, you have founders that had never sold a product and had no revenue were turning down multi-billion-dollar offers. I don't know where they went to business school, but Rashad, if they offer up $1 billion something for Market Mondays, you can sign for me. The signature just wired me. So the bubble in terms of the large language models are done for now. There will be a lot of focus on sector-specific LLMs and growth over the next 2 or 3 years. But every company, and this is why I always say go to best of breed. But once you have a category, there's only going to be a few leaders. You're not going to have 19 LLMs that are incredibly profitable. Even in the defense space, it's going to be the legacy defense companies. Now, with the AI-driven and tech-driven, you're going to have Palantir and Anduril. Those leaders are set. So I think everyone that comes in copying and is not the preeminent leader in that sector, they're going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, I think that was the exact point I was going to make, and I'm glad you said it. There are going to be a few leaders, and there's going to be those hyperscalers. And if they don't lead, they're going to acquire the company that they think could be the potential thing that changes it. I think the reason why we see that statistic is because people are trying to make the next greatest innovation. And it takes a lot of capital to do that, right?
Sure.
And I agree with you. The people who are getting the capital a lot of times don't look like us, but that's why you have to have things like Investfest, and shout out again to Paul Judge, investing in AI and investing in scale. But there are places where there is a rate of return, and we can focus on those. So like I was like, all right, let me look it up. So inside of AI, what has been working now from a business standpoint, right? Customer service and service automation. Why? That can be, Jack told you he created technology over the weekend.
Yeah. Things that would take 6 months.
18 months and 20 people, he did it in a weekend by himself in his house, right? So if you can do customer service and service, number one, that brings down the cost of business and it also makes it more efficient. So that has been working inside the AI space. Back office operations and admin tasks. I mean, we know that on a daily basis just from our personal lives, how that works. And then healthcare and life sciences. So this is a good one. AI tools in medical imaging, drug discovery, and clinical trial optimizations. Those have been winning. If you look at the statistics of what inside of AI has been winning at a small scale, that has been winning. The large scale things, the chat GPT of the world, that's going to take a lot of time, a lot of capital. Even when we saw with DeepSeek, like they said it was 6 million.
On a radar.
When you did the numbers, it actually came out to being almost 7 billion. These are astronomical numbers. If you can focus on these key points and then build on top of those, you could be super successful. But right now, everybody's trying to find the next thing. They're trying to find the VO3. They're trying to find,
But sometimes the leader is just like, put it in chat, I will invest in the and hold. Chat GPT and OpenAI has 750 million weekly users. No, I don't remember a tech company like we're talking about. They're getting into like Microsoft 95 operating system, 98 territory in terms of market share that they've captured. Why would you bet against that? It's insane. Even Nvidia, my love for Nvidia, for anyone who built computers, like they had 80% of market share in 2017, 2018, 2019. They've only gotten bigger. You can kind of see the change. Going back to the eye test, you don't see the love for Apple as much as you used to maybe 10 years prior. These are things you can see and feel. That's real sentiment. Stop betting against the winner.
Yeah, the other part was, do we know the real from the fake? I think we know who the real are.
For sure.
They make themselves very clear. There will be companies that will come in as the technology gets better and be disruptive, right? If we could find out, and that's why I think what's important inside business, like what's the problem that we can solve, right? There will be companies that will come and solve problems that we're not thinking of now because the technology is so great and it's so efficient and it's so expedited that will come and do it.
So, okay, somebody had a question. They said, in the past, y'all said September is a month that historically prices drop. Should we wait for a September drop before purchasing?
The market drops every month. Yes. Buy the prices on the price that I get, respectfully, humbly. But if I made you money, please put yes in chat. Yes, buy every month. Technically, if you want to be a technician, go to the month chart, week chart, day chart. Talked about it yesterday. Then go to a lower time frame. There's a drop in the market every day, but September, yes, there will be a pullback, just like there was a drop in August historically, which happened last Wednesday. The thing is, when the drop happens, it's like if I drop 50 grand on stage and it went off, and the crowd will go get it. These drops happen on a Wednesday, then y'all don't go pick up not y'all, but the general public. When the market drops, please go get the money out of the market, please. But September, in our first episode, I will be so happy to give you prices for whatever stocks you guys want. So tune into Market Mondays, the first Monday of September, and it'll be a free-for-all on pricing.
Yeah, historically that has been the case, but this is a very unconventional year. So just be prepared for all of it, right? We always talk about having reserves and being ready, and dollar cost averaging into positions. Because, hey, if Nvidia pulled down to 173, that could potentially be that the lowest is going to be for the next 2 months. We don't know, right? But we want to make sure that we're investing in strong companies.
Respectfully.
There's one.
September 1st. We'll be back.
There is somebody who knows.
Same Market Mondays time, same Monday Markets channel to give you all the prices on the newest stocks.
Yeah, but we talked about it earlier about the catalyst events that could potentially continue a bull run. So just be mindful.
Facts. And also, one thing too is that you gotta have money on the sideline. So when that drop does happen, you can deploy capital. Even after last week, we talked about Eli Lilly. I put money into that, and it went up since then so far. And like Ian said, there was a drop in the market last week. Put money into that. You gotta look for red days, heavily down red days, and you might not want to put all your money in, but you gotta start deploying money in when it's a drop, a nice drop in different stocks that you're looking at with the overall market, or even Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down like $109,000 now, so I went from 126 to 109. So you always gotta just pay attention to when things are down, and put money in.
Can I ask y'all a question aside from the stock market this weekend? What was your 2 favorite moments from Investfest, and like what are lessons that you are going to take from those moments and apply it to your life or business? I know it's so many.
I mean, I think that I'll give a moment that on a personal level, I thought resonated. Marcus Rozier, shout out to him. He opened up on Saturday, and I had walked in, and he's just an incredible speaker, and he said something about his journey to getting to this stage, and he said sometimes in life, people need you to happen so that they can happen.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa.
Wow.
And he started to unpack that, and he was like, let me tell you something. In my mind, I didn't think, right, I could speak in front of 3,000 people when I started this journey, but I did. I never thought I'd be speaking in front of 10,000 people, but I did. Why? I needed EYL to happen. I needed Investfest to happen. I needed them to happen for this to happen. And he was like, there's somebody in this room that is waiting for you to happen so that they can happen. So take advantage of this moment, take advantage of this time, and start. And I was like, whoa, that's how we're starting today?
And he's an amazing, like, talk about pressure. What? Dropped an amazing speaker.
When he came, I was like, man, that was it. That's okay. That's what okay. Yeah, we in for it today.
Yeah.
That was one of those just like quiet ones that I was like, I don't know if everybody heard it, but that one stuck with me. But there's so many moments. There's so many.
Shah, what about you?
I mean, for me personally, it was a lot of different moments, but Charlemagne, like that's my brother. Just to see him there and connect. But when Magic Johnson, we have a skybox that we walk speakers through, and we show them an aerial view of the vendor marketplace and what the stage looks like. We did it last year at 50. We did it at Easter Ray. We did it with Magic Johnson this year. And when he saw the aerial view of the vendor marketplace, he was like, wow. And he was like, I never seen anything like this before. He said, I never seen anything like this before. And then he was just like, man, like this is just next level. And that you need some level of validation, but to hear somebody who's already a billionaire, who's already a legend, who's already a global icon, give that level of validation in real time and just say like, yo, I never seen anything like this. I didn't even think this would be possible. That's what he said. I didn't think this would be possible. It definitely is a humbling experience for sure. But it gives a lot of validation to what's going on. So having that conversation with Magic on camera and off camera, and if you look at his Instagram, I mean,
powerful.
Respectfully, like I feel like that was something that like we didn't tell him to do that. Like he didn't have to do that. If you go to Magic Johnson's Instagram, look at his Instagram and then read the caption. He said, "What an electric atmosphere yesterday at Invest Festival 2025. It was one of the most amazing events I've ever attended. And I was blown away to see over 20,000 attendees came into the keynote with an open mind. They also had 400 exhibitors throughout the weekend. I felt the energy, the thirst for knowledge throughout the sessions, and I'm glad I was able to share my journey and give the audience business advice and take them as they all go on their journey to build their own businesses. And I just felt like that was something that was just real powerful, man. So never take that moment for granted when you have that level of excellence in front of you. And, you know, that's something that, you know, like what's this? AZ, that Jigga 9-6 sitting with bosses. You got to sit with the bosses to be a boss. Can't be a boss if you ain't sit with the bosses. So,
there's so much to learn from. Yeah.
Can I give a bonus one?
And Jack Dorsey with the fan. First of all, Jack Dorsey has a fan in his back in the background, and his bed's on the floor. If you know, I don't know if people notice that or not, but he's in an undisclosed location. Like I said, he couldn't physically be there. He's in an undisclosed location. This was done real time. We even had a tech glitch. And he has the most modest of accommodations. He has a fan. He has a fan in his back. He has a bed on the floor.
And 2 pillows.
And the bed's not made.
Yep. Get to it.
So all I need is broadband connection. Nah,
a fan is crazy. A fan that lets you know it ain't like, yo, that lets you know, like,
it's not time to be cute. It's grind time. I keep saying it even about Trump. You don't have to like him. I'm not advocating for him, but he's even this Intel deal. They're all are working. Elon, I'm getting back to the office. Jack, new product launch. He's in grind. That's the tech trap house. In grind mode. It is not time to be cute.
It's still
not time to be cute. It is build and grind mode while we are in the middle of a technological shift. Everyone, Magic, that performance, you would think he was auditioning for a movie or something, the way he was performing on stage. There's a hunger that the 1% feel because they know that shift is about to come. 2027, according to that Benner cycle, we're going to have a contraction, and everyone's working their ass off to beat that wave.
The other one was going back to Magic. At the end of the panel, you know, he had everybody hold hands and he led us in prayer.
That was beautiful.
And as he's speaking and he's like talking about a second I'm like just listening to the prayer, but then he's talking about us. And he's talking about protecting us, and he's talking about us being kings. And I'm like,
I love
Magic Johnson is pouring life into us and everybody in this room. They're witnessing it. And like for 3 seconds, I got emotional.
Yeah, got teary-eyed. Yep.
Oh man, I got emotional, and I had to I said amen, and I was like, hold on, get together.
Yep.
I had to.
It's okay.
And then look up, and I saw everybody. I was like, did that just happen? Right? Like I spoke to some people in the audience after, like I went out after, and people were still like tears. They was like, this is just so beautiful. That moment's gonna live with me forever.
And then also what Charlemagne said on stage with Steve Harvey was like, yo, I gotta really protect this because we live in a day and age where people just say anything online, and it's like you try to destroy something, and then when it goes away, what do you have? And it's like Investfest is a situation that employs so many different people and has so much economic opportunity. And it's like, you know, it's hard to fully appreciate things when you're in it, for everybody, for people that's involved, for us, for attendees. But sometimes you just gotta take a step back and just like, damn, like this is actually something that's pretty unprecedented.
Yeah.
And like I said, for Magic Johnson said, I'm coming next year for free.
It's documented.
That's what he said. He said, I'm coming next year for free. Like I rock with this. Like this is amazing.
And the thing is, and just to be honest with the audience, you can feel the love and the prayer was genuine. To lead that many people in prayer at scale and all the emotion that he gave, man, that was a beautiful thing to see in real time. For real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell of a guy. I mean, he did say Michael Jordan was better than LeBron, but we're gonna talk about that later on. We talk about that on Blackout.
True.
We talk about that later on.
Magic ain't missed. Magic ain't missed all night. You ain't missed all night, man.
Shout out to Bron, though.
Salute to Bron.
Shout out to Bron.
Shout out to Bron.
Salute to Bron, man.
Shout out to Bron.
Salute to Bron. Okay.
Shout out to my guy Todd just came in the building.
Salute to Todd.
Yeah.
Market's already kind of pricing in a rate cut. So how confident can we be in that a rate cut is actually going to happen, and B, that it's really going to have this outlook can continue?
For sure, if a rate cut does happen, it's going to send the market to the upside. But
is it going to happen?
90%. That's what they have it at. That's not 100. And who knows?
Yeah. The important lesson is to not try and front run something that isn't there. You should already be, so your portfolio is going to see an uptick if there is a rate cut, but I wouldn't preemptively put, let's say, the last 20% of my capital into the market hoping for the upswing. Just wait till it happens and then react accordingly to that, because that can be adjusted. Because last week or 2 weeks ago it was 100% chance. Just wait till it happens, it'll be okay. But we have to be very careful about quantitative easing and interest rate cuts. That's a very delicate dance we've been playing with. And it also scares me too, that if there is a deep rate cut, that people are going to throw all fundamental analysis and technical analysis out of the window and just chase gains. And that's how you get a GameStop, get a Zillow disaster, Moderna disaster, when the money is so cheap that people throw out any rationale.
Cheap,
so please be mindful.
Cheap money always favors tech companies,
for sure.
And so, I want to give Fed Chair Powell. I mean, I feel like he's done a phenomenal job.
He's navigated well.
For all the uncertainty that we saw through the pandemic, for him to navigate that, for all the talk about inflation, stagflation, soft landings. Look where we're at. So, I mean, like I said, 90% chance from everything that I've read, and Perplexity has sourced for me. 25% it is I mean, that's a great cut. Like they said, there's supposed to be 2 this year. Based on how he sounded, it felt optimistic that we would see it. And if we do, like I said, cheap money usually favors tech companies, and you know how much we love tech, and the companies that we talk about a lot, especially in the semi space, are involved in it. So we should see a bull run.
Ask some questions in the chat. We're gonna get to some questions. One of the questions in the chat, XRP. People will still have questions about XRP.
Say that with joy, Rashad.
No. That's the question. XRP. So XRP back to under $3 now. So all right, XRP peaked at $3.65, but now it's back $2.86. So of course, a lot of people are asking, is this the time to buy XRP? What's the long-term outlook for XRP? XRP questions.
Whole XRP for the long term. Trump just put on True Social today or yesterday, right? That he has plans for XRP and Solana. So any investment that you believe in, please, once again, you keep shorting your long-term wealth about worrying about short-term analytics and news. If you truly believe in the asset, hold it for a 10-year period. Let all the court case stuff smooth out. Trump will find a way to use it. The government will find a way to use it. Like, people have an issue with Intel, the government's involvement in Intel, but not crypto. Why?
So because they have ownership in Intel. They don't have
ownership in crypto. We're not gonna lie today.
How do they have ownership in crypto?
Allegedly.
B613. That will
allegedly.
Jonathan Langley. I'll leave it at that. Cool. I don't know nothing to say. Never mind.
We saw AI yesterday. We saw AI yesterday.
Did you?
The original one.
Allen Iverson.
Where? Shout out to Bubba Chuck.
Undisclosed location.
In front of the hotel. He was coming in when we was going out. Matt was like, yo, that's AI.
Icon, yo.
Bubba
Icon
Chuck.
living, yo.
Bubba Chuck. Okay.
In other news, Ethereum hit an all-time high. It pulled back, but it did hit an all-time high.
Tom Lee. I see you.
Yeah.
So here's another question. From the chat. Can having too many ETFs delay your growth? And if so, how many ETFs? I know the master investor has said 2, but if I wanted to have more, what are the industries and max on ETFs one should have?
I say 4. I've always said 4. I know Ian had 2 Tech 2 index. I said mine's always going to be my table strategy. My table is going to be built by index funds and ETFs. Now, you can make it a combination of 2 index and 2 ETFs, but I would say the max is 4. And I would say the industries that move the market. So if technology is moving the market, there goes your ETF. If it's the semis, there goes an ETF. I mean, industrial, whatever you think is moving the market or the trend of the market that it is actually moving, you should base your legs on that, and then I would put individual equities on top of that. And sometimes they come from those ETFs. Like that is the strategy, right? If I look inside of SMH, what's leading it? All right, if it's Broadcom, if it's TSM, if it's Nvidia, those are the companies I'm going to be invested in because that's where the money is being invested from those funds. So I always say 4 is where I start and probably finish. You say,
yes, sir.
To that, you say?
At some point, for the audience, it's best to execute on the advice that you have and stop looking for derivatives of any advice. So this is the great part about us doing the show together. So y'all can clip it up and be like, "Yo, eating Detroit beef and this is too poor."
No, never.
But you have to realize that ETFs or indexes are an anchoring device. So think of it like this. They are the brakes on the back of a vehicle that can go 700 miles per hour. That is the volatility. The tech is in the front to give you the speed. But if you get into a collision, the brakes are going to save you. I want everyone here tonight to decide. You can have too much because you're going to start to have drawdown. And I know you want safety, but you're going to look back in 10 years and be like, well, damn, I know somebody who had 8 ETFs. I'm like, you just don't believe in the market. You don't need to have that many ETFs and you're not a fund manager. But at this point, I've gotten to a place in my life, Rashad and Troy, where I've learned sometimes it's just best to tell people, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I've been free. When we first day we did the show, I was already free. And I want you to be free. You deserve to be rich and to be free and to be wealthy and to be happy.
That's a fact.
This is me, not Troy Rashad, not Mike McDonald, not AB, but make a fucking decision and hold it for 10 years. A lot of this, should I do this or that, is because you have not stayed on that path. Have y'all ever said, should y'all do Investfest again next year or Market Mondays next week? Just stay on the path. But 2 Tech 2 Index has been my formulation that has brought me freedom. And me and Troy don't have beef, for the record.
No. And I think it's important what you said is like, you can do whatever you want to do, right? But
do whatever you want to do.
If you're going to do something, have a plan. So like, if that's Ian's plan and his work, great. I'm just telling you, like, that's what I do. Like, and there's a plan that's in place, right? Because if I'm looking for, I can invest in.
I'm just not gonna let them settle dissension between me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
I'm beating it to the. I'm learning.
Also, if you do
I'm gonna pray for you, man.
If you do the ocean.
Ty, cut the camera off. Go ahead, Rashad. Go ahead. We live. Go ahead. Charlotte. Leonard, I hear you. Stop. Okay, go ahead.
If you do the ocean lake pond strategy,
pondy boat,
then okay. Index fund S&P 500. It has 500 companies from all over. We know that the most important area of life is technology. So QQQ, shout out Invest with Investco. They were at Investfest. Those have that's an ETF, because there's a difference between an index fund and an ETF. The ETF
for sure
has all of the major technology companies. Now, the most important thing inside of technology right now is artificial intelligence. If you look at it from that standpoint, okay, what's driving artificial intelligence? Chips. SMH is the ETF. So you're getting specific. So if you want that strategy, it's S&P 500, QQQ, SMH, because he did ask like what specific type of industry sector, ETF, whatever. I think if you're going to go specific type of ETF, you got to have technology. And then if you want to go, even more niche down into it, I don't think, you know, you will find too much more opportunity other than the semiconductor space in the next 5 years. So
Yeah, but that's what I said.
Yeah.
Go downward. But he asked specifically.
I did. I said semiconductors. I said technology, and I said if you want to do consumer
Okay.
distribution,
Well, now we're gonna wake it up. We've been told you what to invest in.
But you gotta make it. You gotta make it. You gotta make it as easy to understand as possible.
We're gonna play good cop
There's
back.
multiple semiconductor ETFs.
I literally said SMH, bro.
QQQ.
I said QQQ, bro.
Okay,
that's crazy.
That's what Invesco. Shout to Vanguard.
I said that.
That's what Investco.
Yeah, and everybody that's in EY University, they're already in XLY. They're here with us. They're in XLY.
And here's the truth: even in ETF space, just like with the equity space, there's only 10 or 12 of those that are of value.
Mm-hmm.
It's hyper concentration across the board, even the international funds. There's only 12 great assets to invest in on the equity side, maybe 12 or 15 great ETFs to invest in that are going to give you a great return.
Yo,
every year.
You couldn't have said that at a better time, because if you're new to the space, there's ETFs that get created all the time.
Yeah.
And the most random things. And it almost feels like, is this serious? Like the inverse Kramer ETF. Like, I'm like, wait, is that a real thing? And it is a real thing, right? So like, just be mindful of that. Like, ETFs are created all the time. Look for the companies. And that's why when we went over how to look for ETFs, we looked at the history. How long have they been around? Right? Look how long the Spider Fund has been trading. Right? Look how long Van Eck has been trading. Look at these things. These things matter, right? If it started trading in 2025 in July, we already know how we look at stocks. Exactly. Be mindful of that.
What about, somebody said CrowdStrike?
What about it?
Is it are you bullish on CrowdStrike?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, but is it okay? Is it top 10
in terms of cybersecurity? It's number one.
Oh no, ain't no. I'm just talking overall.
But
that's a great lesson. Invest in best of breed. Best of breed is just number one. Jordan or Brian.
Yeah. Sure. So, but that's important, right? And that is a focus in AI. We talk about the innovation in AI.
Yeah.
We don't harp on as much as the protection inside of that space, right? So if AI is created, there's going to be protection that needs to be created at that same rate. And so love CrowdStrike, love that space. We talk about a bunch of companies. I think CrowdStrike is the number one.
That's a great question. Doesn't the risk profile matter? Somebody in the comments asked, does risk profile matter? Here's another thing, another secret that they keep from us. They always tell us what the risk profile is without telling us the return. Would you risk a 30% drawdown year to then have 900% return in 8 years? So I can put you into a bond fund, which will limit the drawdown. But if I told you the bond has been underwater since 2020 with very little upside, what you want to invest in that, the tech space can give you on average, if you're looking historically, 500 to 700%, depending on what you invest in on the low end. Since inception, talked about it yesterday, Nvidia is up 72,000%. The last 5 years, up 5,000 something percent. Risk to reward ratio matters a lot. What you risk $1 to then make 90. Yes. So risk profile does matter, but if you want to get wealthy, there's a correlation between the volatility of an ETF and the return you're going to get. If you have 1% drawdown, you may only get 9% return. If there's 20% drawdown, you may get 180 to 200. So you have to make sure you take that into consideration as well.
Yeah, somebody asked me about Kava. Kava, I had a call on. It obviously went below my threshold. So I sold out of that call, but I don't, doesn't mean I don't like Kava as a company. Again, I like the structure of it. I like the space, fast casual. I love that they didn't have debt. I love that they were using stores to create more stores. What I didn't like, and we couldn't foresee, was what was going to happen to the amount of federal employees who were going to lose their jobs. Why is that important? Fast casual is obviously where a lot of people who work go to eat lunch. If you look at the locations of where Kavas are located, a lot of were in the DMV area. Well, does that area have a concentration of federal employees? Absolutely. If those people aren't at work, then those people are not consuming the food because they're not going to those businesses. And that has hurt the stock. What I did take solace in is that I watched the CEO go on CNBC after they got hit with a 20% decline and the stock dropped under $69. And he explained it, and he had conviction when he explained it. And he's still talking about the innovations that they're going to have. And so it kind of goes back into that Jack Dorsey thought of, like, that's just based on something.
Yeah.
It says a lot for him to get up there. And I think Andrew did a great job interviewing him about it. But I still like the company. Somebody just said they just had lunch there today. Yeah. Once we start seeing those locations pick up, once we start seeing people in the workforce, like there's a firm idea of what the workforce is going to look like, especially from a federal standpoint, based on what those locations are. I know like September is a big month, right? Like people were going to get this stipend in the event that they wanted to stay or not stay. And September was going to be a big month when we would see that unemployment. So yeah, those type of factors when I'm talking about catalyst events will affect the stock. But yeah, I still like Kava.
Oh yeah, shout out to Julian Brown. We ran into him at the vendor marketplace at Investfest.
Yeah,
that's the guy that actually the brother that his thing was to turn plastic into fuel. And then remember they had that whole thing online. They said he was missing, and that, you know, where is he? Was he abducted? It was a whole trending thing on Twitter, like what happened to him. And he's okay. He's safe and sound.
Yes.
He popped up at Investfest.
He did.
Vendor marketplace on Friday. I told him to come to VIP night. Then he came back on Sunday. I didn't get a chance to connect with him on Sunday.
Spoke to him.
But he came. So we gonna build. We gotta have him on the show. Shout out to that brother.
Yeah, and after this is great. After we got off the stage with Magic, we're in the booth, and Dr. Lonnie Johnson walks in.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know who Dr. Lonnie Johnson is, look. I mean, we covered him before. The inventor of the Super Soaker. He was like, guys, I love what you do. I'm like, we've been looking for you.
For real.
The moment we were able to connect with him as well. That was a dope moment as well.
Going back to Kava real quick.
Yeah,
I do want to mention there is a weakening of the economy. McDonald's has stated that they're going to make their menu more affordable, and Chipotle has been getting shellacked ever since that stock split. So we're seeing a reimagining of what retail fast casual looks like as well. It's just a sign of the economy. So I think Kava is great. McDonald's is great. I think Chipotle still has a lot of value. I just think people have less money to spend overall.
Yeah, can we do something? One of our favorite people has just texted us, and I checked his availability. He said he's free to hop on. One of the craziest stories of Investfest happened. And I don't think you got me. You got me. One of the best stories of the weekend happened, and I don't think I'm the only person that heard it. And I'm like, Caleb, you got to come and share it with us, ladies and gentlemen. Our good friend of the show.
Hey, my brother. Yes,
I can't believe you guys are live after such an incredible weekend. I can't believe you have anything left in the tank. I'm still picking up the pieces.
How you feeling, man?
I feel great. What a weekend, man. I haven't gotten that many hugs since my bar mitzvah. It was incredible.
Caleb, you had an amazing panel. We appreciate you for that. Absolutely incredible. Several panels.
Yes.
How was this year's Investfest? You've been to a few of them. You've been to Market Mondays Live. Talk about the reception, the people, the overall feel of Investfest this year, man.
It blew my mind. I just sent you guys a thank you text that I wrote like 100 times just because I couldn't get the words out. And I've been there, I think, since year 2, but I think I've been to 5 if you include England. And I cannot believe just the spirit of generosity and the spirit of gratitude that people have and the energy that people have. They want to learn. They can't wait to talk. They want to talk about what's going on in their lives, talk about what's going on in the markets, talk about what they heard me say or you guys say before, or coming off a panel. I got off my first panel with the Invesco QQQ on Friday, went back to their setup in the amazing exhibit hall. I was there for 3 straight hours. I didn't stop talking. People just kept coming up, wanting to say hi, take a picture, ask me questions, get into conversation. And that was just like from the minute I landed, from the minute I left, even when I got back, people were stopping me in the airport. So it just never ended. And I really felt the energy like I always do. But this time my cup runneth over. There was just so much good vibe there.
Now, Caleb, we got to talk about VIP night. VIP night. If y'all don't know, Caleb is outside. He's outside.
Yeah,
he's with us.
For sure.
He's involved. He's hugging. He's kissing. He's everywhere. He's taking pictures. VIP night. I'm getting into the car. I see you walking. Take us through what happened to you Friday night, my guy.
All right, I'm walking out of. I can't remember the name of the venue. We've been there so many times, but anyway, Friday night, and there's just mad cars there and cops, and you just can't get an Uber, and everybody's waiting. Just looked like it was going to be a mess. And I've been in that situation before, and I just walked down the block a little bit, created a little bit of space. So I was on my way to do that. And I hear this car honking at me and these guys shouting my name, Caleb Silver, Investopedia, Caleb Silver, get over here, get in the truck. 6 guys, brothers from Indianapolis in a big old like Lincoln Navigator.
Shout to Nap. Oh, Holmes. Hey.
Just bumping tunes. And they're like, get over here. And I'm by myself. And I'm like, okay.
What's the worst?
I walk over to them. They're like, yeah, I can't believe it's you. I can't. And they got their video in me and stuff. And I was like, oh, what's up? They're like, you're coming with us. Let's go. I was like, all right. And they get out, make room. I get in the back of the truck. They're like, Caleb Silver's in the car, Caleb, and they're like going live. They're twitching.
That is crazy.
And I don't know these guys at all. I never met any of them before. But they're like, you're coming with us. We're going VIP. We're going to the after party. Let's go. I was like, all right, let's go. I wasn't thinking what could go wrong. I was thinking what could go right. It's Atlanta. It's late. I'm a little tuned up. I've had an incredible night already. I was very satisfied. I had a huge day on Saturday. I was getting ready for it. And I was like, this is good. But I was like, let's just go. They take me down to 7. Meantime, the entire time we're riding in the Navigator, they're all from Indianapolis, great dudes in real estate. A couple of them are accountants. A couple of them, I think all of them, I think, are part of the Red Panda Club. So they take me down there and they're literally interviewing me in the car and they put it up on their Instagrams.
That's brilliant.
Twitches. And then in the parking lot and so, way in the back there in the parking lot, I think I'm going to wind up in the trunk of 7 different cars. They're asking me about deregulation, about private equity and crypto and 401ks. And I'm like, let's just go. And they put it all online too. So it's all out there to see. Walk up to 7. I'm thinking, all right, these guys are bosses. We're going in. They want to go to the after party. They can't get in. I walk up and the people there at the door are so nice. People were so nice to me this weekend. I don't even know what was going on. They're like, Mr. Caleb, come on in. I was like, cool. And then I saw Ian and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to come in with you. And you're like, yeah, come in with me.
I got you.
And I went in with Ian and his crew and I turn around and I go in and I'm like in the club. I look around, my guys are not in the club. And I just met them, and they give me a ride. And I'm like, whoa, what about my guys? I go back out there and they're like, Caleb, can you get us in? I was like, I don't know. Meanwhile, other people are like, come on in. Like after I'd already been, they're like, come sit with us. I was like, I don't know what to do. I go back in for a minute. I was like, no, I got to go back out and get them. I go back out and get them. And they're like in the line. And I'm like, guys, and all of a sudden, like, all right. And then they pat him down.
Yeah.
They come in, they get a table, they go nuts, and they turn up the party to like 150. But it was pretty cool. And I've been on a text thread with a bunch of them just because they just loved hanging out. One of them, Nate Merriweather and his crew from Indianapolis, great bunch of guys. That was like a classic moment, but also just perfect for the weekend because people were so nice to me. I really felt the love. It was great.
Yeah, speaks to the community and sense of unity and like the love from the weekend for sure.
Yeah,
rockstar. You're a rock star.
You're a rock star, Caleb.
People love to see you, man.
I was out tonight earlier visiting a friend. I come out. I'm getting in the elevator, and the guy's there, older black gentleman. He's getting in on his floor, and I'm going in the elevator to go down. He's like, "Wait a minute, don't I know you? Don't I know you?" I was like, "I don't think so." He's like, "Market Mondays." I was like, "Yeah, let's go." Oh man, I've peaked. I don't know what else to do. Like this is it. But guys, I really was blown away with it this year. It's not just the Showtime aspect of it. I thought that was incredible, but I expect that from you, and I expect those people to want to be a part of this. It was the things that were happening in the booths. It was the things that were happening in the university stage, right? It was the conversations in the corridors. It was just the buzz that was going on everywhere I went. Everybody just had that vibe and wanted to just learn and talk about it and say how much they enjoy Investopedia and when I come on the show here. So I'm so grateful to you guys for letting me into the family here. It really is very meaningful.
You know, we love you, man. We love you, my guy.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, man. I know you got to get some rest, man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have one question. I asked Trevor Start earlier, but what were your two biggest takeaways from this weekend that you want to implement into, one, your life, and two, into the business?
Well, you know, for selfish reasons and for Investopedia, it's crazy how strong that brand still is 26 years later.
Yeah.
And for all the information people can get and are getting, and you talked about it in one of your talks, Ian, from ChatGPT, and how to use it, which is definitely an issue. The people still come to Investopedia. They still rely on it. They still trust it. And that fact that the brand still has that place in people's hearts and minds means so much to me. And the fact that I can represent it, that's super cool. I love it. It's the honor of my lifetime. I always love the conversations I have with people like away from the stage when everybody just wants to talk. And it's always the range of the white belts to, I'd say, maybe the brown belts of people who are just starting. They're like, I really want to start. This is my first Investfest. I came here to learn how to do this. How do I start? Or look at what I did. Show me, literally, people showing me their portfolios. Am I good? Right? Did I do this right? Am I doing this right? And the beautiful thing is a lot of them are actually in good shape because a lot of them have been listening to you guys for a while and they were citing you and things that they learned on the show. So that stuff's sticking with people and they're actually taking the steps. What I think where I bring value and the thing that I found most valuable is how much tactical information people actually want, right? Mm-hmm. It's one thing to have, high level conversations about, hustling and building your wealth and generating these sources of income and finding different ways to do it. But I still think people really want step by step or tell me I'm good.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm good. The more tactical, the more practical, the more let me make sure I am doing it right. I think the better because it goes really well with everything else because everything else is inspiration, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And there's education there too, but actually show me, I think is probably the most important thing. And I was really hoping for that this year and I got it 1,000 times over, not just when I was delivering on stage and with my terrific panels, which were awesome, but in, the 500 conversations I've had, which is where my voice went.
So I can't let you leave without just asking you a question about the market. We was together on Friday. You was like, when you told me that when Powell had announced that he potentially could raise cuts and stock market went up. And then also we just announced today that, Trump said that the U.S. now owns 10% of Intel. So, okay, two-part question. The first is the United States government owning 10% of Intel. How do you feel about that? We talked about it early, but I'd be interested to know your perspective. Is this something?
Right.
Yeah. Is it something that can be a precedent that can be set for more companies in the future? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, they do that in China.
I just said that.
Yep. Combination.
Right? That's the way things go over there. It is so un-Republican of them, but I don't really think these are Republicans. They may be Republican in Republican.
That's another conversation. Yep.
But they're supposed to not be involved in business. You got this administration telling Coca-Cola what kind of sugar to put in Coca-Cola. You got them telling them that they have to pay 10 to 15% VIG on sales to China if they want to play ball in China. That money's coming where? I don't know, wherever the tariff money's going. They're wanting to take minority stakes, which could become majority stakes. And you heard how say this is just the beginning. We're going to take stakes in a bunch of companies, in private companies. And where is the line? There is no line with this administration. And while that sounds okay, because you're like, hey, the government's backing it, the full faith and credit of the government is behind this, and that's what America's been all about. When you think about the bond or you think about the dollar, Well, I don't think we want the full backing and the full faith of government behind some of the most revolutionary companies and important companies in the world right now, who are supposed to be out there in free enterprise, in a free capitalist society, generating profit, returning it to shareholders, taking care of their employees, taking care of their customers, hopefully taking care of the environment. But if we have the government in there, with its hands in its pockets, I don't think that ends well. And maybe I'm being naive and Pollyannish, but I've seen this the way this works around the world, and it's not good. It becomes a very closed market, and investors lose the most important thing that we have, and that is the 5-letter word of trust. No trust, right? No trust, no allocation. And I really worry that we're on a path to that. Other than that, I think fine.
No, nothing to worry about. Yeah, I'll ask you. My final thing is, obviously, when you're at Investfest, you're giving a lot of information, and you're part of panels as well, and you're giving information. Was there anything as you sat there as a spectator that you learned that you could share?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about real estate, but I learned a lot from Matt and everybody else. I thought some of those panels were fascinating, not just the investing in Africa, which is just mind blowing, and you guys are already steeped in it. The possibilities for generating income and the different ways of navigating tax structures and the the tax cap rates. I learned a lot about that, more than I was expecting to, probably because I was following panels that were on that. So that I was tuned into that to a pretty good degree. Your talk, Ian, on how to use AI to help you improve your trading, I think is super necessary. It's like one of those things where it's like you can avoid it if you want, but the elephant is not just in the room; it's sitting all over the couch. Taking a shower and eating your food. So it's in there and you better learn how to use it. Otherwise, you're going to be one of those people that just blames the fact that this technology came and took everything over and you couldn't do anything about it. I thought that was super empowering. There were a couple of panels, at least that got around that a little bit. And then my guy who led your crypto panel and teaches it for EYL, Austin. Yeah. I learned a ton from him. I put him on my podcast because I just thought he was full of information, a wealth of information, really good at explaining it. I could just tell how much joy he gets in being an educator, but he taught me some things about what's happening with stable coins that I wasn't aware of. And then I had a couple conversations literally in the corridor about people who knew more about the arb that was going on between the stable coins, given the Genius Act and the Stablecoin Act, and what was possible from a trading perspective and why assets were moving in various directions. I was like, okay, here, you take the knife, chef. You got this. So a ton of good stuff on crypto, real estate, and using AI.
Appreciate you. Thank you again, man. Stop by Investfest. Yeah, Caleb, always
great to see you.
Always a good vibe.
Appreciate you.
Turns up, always. Man. And thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Caleb, man.
All right, there you go.
Caleb came and kicked it on Friday. We had a good time. That's
my guy, man. That's really my guy.
Yeah. A good person.
Man. Shout out to Austin. We didn't even talk about the EYL University stage, but I was blown away, just absolutely blown away. The Ash Cash and Trader Truth and Reza, that the way the room looked, the crypto panel, the China that China panel, packed. Shout out to my brother Twee. He had a real estate panel. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was extremely blown away and proud of Magda, Steph, and Delhuda having a packed room. That was incredible to see, man. It was phenomenal, man. Just blown away by it all.
Nicole B85 said, "Is Caleb single asking for a friend?"
I'll shoot him a text.
That's my dog, yo.
I'll shoot him a text.
She didn't get a chance to do a shot when she was at the venue. Okay,
what's her name, Nicole? Nicole. Caleb loves Jamaican food. If you can cook, I'll let him know.
You never know.
Everything earned.
That is funny.
Everything earned.
You never know. But yeah, shout out to Caleb, man. Good dude. Okay.
Shout out to them dudes for getting him there safe. We appreciate y'all.
Naptown, thank you for holding Caleb down. Indiana fan, yo.
Shout out to Naptown. Kendra G had the dating. She had a dating show in Investfest.
Kendra G had a moment. Yeah. If you were there, you know. If you know, you know. That was a moment. That was a moment.
Shout out to Kendra
she was
G.
incredible.
Shout out to my brother Ish. Tonight's conversation.
Ish was good.
Yeah, my guy.
Ish popped up on us. Shout out to Head.
Pause.
Come on, man.
DJ.
Shout out to Head. Why is that a pause?
You gotta say, come on, bro.
Why do you have no? You explain to me that. Why would I say pause to that?
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm listening. No, I'm listening. The floor is yours.
Yeah.
Why would I say pause to that? I said shout out to Head.
Chat, what you think?
Chat.
John said that's crazy.
Leave it up to chat.
Leave it up to chat.
Pause.
Yeah.
Somebody said pause.
Let's be mature. No, we work 6 months on 3 vision. We're gonna have fun today. Sorry.
Shout out to DJ Ed, Simba.
Pause.
Russell.
Loud. Pause.
I got to pause. All right, I'll pause it. Fine. Chat yelling. Somebody who said pause in the background over there, Ian?
Ty?
Flagrant. Somebody said flagrant pause. Hella pause.
That's flagrant?
Hella pause. Hella pause.
All right, y'all stay with
Major pause. Yo.
Somebody said they get my argument on.
Wowzers. Big pause.
No, see, they said now you good. You good. They saying I'm good.
The sentiment.
That's a reach. Look at y'all. That's a reach.
Hella pause.
Why don't you read the other ones?
I'm reading it.
They right here.
Oh man.
What we can do, somebody copy the last 1 minute, copy and paste it, put it in Chat GPT, and tell me what the percentage is pause versus no pause. Show you how to use
get the percentage rate.
Get the percentage.
Yeah. The Russell, we got to chat with him. So many people, man.
Johnny Gang.
I didn't get the chance to see him. I know you ran
out. Man, I'm like, I didn't get to see Trey either. My Lord.
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny Thing. I need a grill just for the bottom. I'm gonna get the.
Okay.
Yeah, custom. He said too easy. I was like, he was like too easy.
Yeah. Their whole team.
I seen Dave Shands with a grill.
I thought I saw. He did.
He got a grill. He got a grill.
I thought
he got the bottom.
I thought I saw that. I thought Dave, you changed, man.
I go to Houston. I need the grill.
That's
funny. The grill at
H-Town. They said the ladies get my point. Shout out to all the ladies.
Gotcha.
I gotta give a huge shout out to some of the vendors. Obviously, we shout out Smitty to go who won the vendor booth. St. Perry, shout out to you. The merch is it's phenomenal. You ran me down. I didn't get a chance to go back to the booth, but I did get the merch. I've got some stuff for you as well. Coca's Cookies, shout out to you. Every VIP night, she makes sure I have a stash of cookies just in case I didn't eat. So she gives those to me. And of course, I'm wearing it right now. My brother from the 504. Which way is it? This way. 504. M-Line. My brother, man. 20 years of Katrina. The line is out. If you don't know, go check them out. Good brother. Good line. M-Line, that's my dude, man. Keep going. Keep killing it, man.
Shout out to Wild Things as well, too.
Wild Things.
Wild Things. Yeah.
Fire. Thank you.
And World Vision. Shout out to the World Vision team. Sure. Our guys. They show up every year for us. And they got some really, really quality stuff, man. Shout out to the guys.
Do remember, Ian Dunlap.
I need the zip line next year, though, for real. All joke, insurance covered. I talked to the AB team. I want alligators in the moat.
You know, they came and talked. They said, they told me what you want to do for the next year. I was like, we're going to need a bigger building.
But sure, I want a pit of fire around me, boy. You're going to go crazy. Okay.
Ian's Investfest situation, legendary. Full replay will be available to anybody that takes advantage of the 3-year stock club sale. 3-year stock club sale. So stock club entries, calls, price points on when to buy, top 10 stocks to buy for retirement, the whole gambit. It's a community that's been based around making people an extreme amount of money into the market. And this is, you can invest your 401k. This is how to invest IRA. This is how to invest brokerage. This is how to invest, the whole gambit. It literally tells you the price to get into the stock. That's I don't know how else too much to say it. But we've been talking about Stock Club pretty much every week for the last 5 years. So once a year we do this, 48-hour sales. 48 hours is 2 days, if you're not familiar. So it ends on Wednesday. 50% off of a 1-year price, and that's good for 3 years. That gives you access to the stock club for 3 years. Go to ianinvest.com. millionaireWave.com to take advantage of the limited time offer on Stock Club.
So, because I'm doing this deal, can I get my Pitify next year?
Pitify.
The pyro play.
Some alligators, yeah. Ooh.
Oh man,
whole play.
Big week. Nvidia on Wednesday. I don't think we need to say anything else about that. CrowdStrike
great
on this week as well. I know it's back to schools coming up for a lot of people. If your kids already started school, blessings and mercy on all the educators, man. Y'all are greatly needed and greatly appreciated. Have an amazing year. And shout out to everybody. Shout out to our families, man. Shout out to our families.
For sure, love y'all dearly.
We take that for granted, but they deal with a lot to make sure that these things are possible. They sacrifice a lot. So I appreciate everybody that keeps that in consideration. I know people ran up on my wife and said, "Thank you for sharing us with them." Yeah. I said, "Who said that? What they look like?"
I'll say pause.
Nah, but seriously, we appreciate y'all all, man. Love is love.
My final shout out, of course, Yomi, I love you dearly. Thank you for catching the fire. But to Amara, I got the pain in. I trust you. I love the hustle. She camped out since Thursday to get me the pain in. I love the energy. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the work that you put into it. You are amazing. But I loved her hustle to use that as a promotional tool, get on stage Saturday. Shout out to Miss Basketball for getting her on stage. But I appreciate you and thank you for the gift. Great way to go viral. I see you.
Fire.
I love it.
No, that was fire.
Yeah.
Got your birthday up there.
Yeah.
That was dope.
You just text me. Hey, I appreciate you.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? I'm going to put you in Stock Club for free.
Wow. There it is.
Let me find a way to get back to you. You gave to me, so let me give to you.
Over deliver. Yeah. We appreciate that, man.
And kudos to Magic Johnson. You had me sweating bullets, my boy. I ain't even going.
Hard act to follow, but you definitely delivered.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate y'all for real. It's a great time.
Tune in to Blackout this Wednesday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We back. Blackout. And
Charlemagne. Call in.
Oh, and we do have a guest. Joey Badass.
I didn't know you was gonna reveal it, but okay, let's get to it.
Yeah, Joey Badass will be our guest for Blackout this Wednesday. Good dude. And then Thursday, Earn Your Leisure, 6 o'clock, we have a guest, Gary V. We got Gary V on Thursday, Joey Badass on Wednesday.
Stock Club right call 7 p.m. Central. Let's get to it. Breaking down the slides, giving you some more detailed information. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. I appreciate y'all for real.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that has a birthday this week. Love is love. Shout out to my brother Boo. We appreciate you, my brother. Clutch performance yesterday. We appreciate you. Yeah, man. You know how this works, man. We'll catch y'all on Wednesday. Take care of each other. Take care.
We gotta go.
Huh?
We gotta go.
No, we gotta probably get some sleep at some point.
True. Let's do one final bonus round question. Put in chat real quick. There's a final question.
The bonus round question.
All right, here we go. Lightning round. You got 5 seconds to answer it.
First, okay, got you.
All right, let's do it.
Is Intel really dead or no questions coming in?
No questions.
Damn.
Okay, well, thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Yeah, man. We see y'all. We see y'all Wednesday, man.
Love y'all dearly.
We love y'all dearly. Take care of yourselves.
Adios.
And we going, man. Peace.
Damn. Miss y'all already.
They blew the chain.
Oh, Apple or Microsoft still? Somebody else a question. Apple or Microsoft? Oh, Apple and Microsoft still. Is it Apple and Microsoft still?
It's Microsoft and Nvidia.
Microsoft and Nvidia. Not Apple or Microsoft. Microsoft and Nvidia.
You updated it, yeah. That's a new update. That's the update. The update. Update your software.
All right,
they need to and go buy something.
There it is. All right, y'all. Love is love.
Neon. Sitting on all this cash and won't spend no money, bro. What are y'all doing? Fucking pissing me off. December 1st, if you ain't big book nothing, it's over with.
They said give your dad main stage. That room was. We didn't even get to that. You want to talk about packed? every seat and the people. I mean, we'll save that. But incredible. Shout out to the way y'all showed up for financial education to better yourselves. Never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Kudos to y'all.
I'm thankful
My
for
next
y'all.
option call, I'm cooking something. I'm cooking. Just know I'm cooking.
Intel alive or dead? Intel's the dead man walking. I told y'all, you crazy. You can't believe Intel dead. Okay. Here we are. Fake news. Love the blacks. Love the German shot. Love the blacks. You gotta get Trump on stage.
That's a fact. Investfest 2026. Headline announced. Donald Trump will be headlining Investfest 2026.
Perhaps.
Secure your tickets now. Thank you for your time and consideration.
For real.
To this matter. Man. Shout out to Chocolate. If you saw us at the Africa panel, I know Shotty had it on.
Okay, yeah.
Yesterday, shout out to Chocolate. He had a fashion show yesterday in the vendor marketplace, brought to you by Miss Business. Fashion show was incredible. He had an actual fashion show at Investfest, man. First time ever. Shout out to Chocolate. Shout out to the entire Ghana team, Alvin, Kwame, everybody that pulled up on us, man. Incredible, man. Incredible. I'm gonna actually decompress and think about what just happened.
For sure. Stock Club, you'll get the slides first. If you go to joinredpanda.com, in a week, you guys will get the slides after that, but Stock Club members will get it first. If you want to join, go to invest.com. I love you ideally. With Troy, Rashad, Mike, AB. I'm proud of y'all. I was talking to Charlamagne before this, like for real, 10 years ago, going back to 2015, it would have been a miracle to get 1,000 of us in the building to talk about this. I'm like, I usually go to conferences and everybody go, are you to help? Dead ass serious. So to see a building full of us in unity and in love, and that's my parting thing, just give back to the community and be loving. Like Magic was a prime example of that. I want to tell y'all, thank y'all. I'm proud of y'all. It's an amazing weekend. I'm glad to be able to get some rest. Now I know y'all are too, but thank y'all for real.
I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate it. 25,000 people, let the record reflect. History has been made. Investfest 2026. The headliner will be Donald Trump. And
allegedly.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
Wait, what?
Allegedly.
Cancel me now. Cancel me now. Let's get it over with.
Rashad, don't speak that until your Heavenly Father. We come to you today. Let me pray. Rashad is in the moment, Lord. God is good and all the time.
God
you don't
is great.
mean that, Lord. Don't cancel my boy. Please.
Oh man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much.
Wednesday, 10 o'clock, man. Tap in. Love.